Hello everyone. I would like to share a part of my story with you. A journey through comparison, loss of identity, and what God taught me through the life of Peter. I grew up in a financially struggling family, and because of that, I often found myself comparing my life with others. They had things I did not have, especially in terms of clothing and lifestyle. The more I compared myself, the more I lost sight of who I was. My confidence, joy, peace, and even my desire to be around people gradually faded. Over time, I began to withdraw inward and became isolated. I stopped seeing light in the things around me and instead found myself drawn toward darkness, places where I felt unseen and unjudged. I distanced myself from people, from joy, and even from my own identity. Then one day at a teenage camp, I meet a full tattoo manly person who shared his testimony. He had gone through addiction, spent time in a rehabilitation center, and even been in prison. His story was intense, raw, and it moved many people, including me. But instead of simply being inspired, something else happened in my heart. I started comparing. I thought, his story is powerful. Mine is nothing. No one would ever care about what I've been through. From that point, I began trying to reshape my own story. I started doing things I had never done before, drinking and engaging in behaviors I didn't even desire, just because I thought it would make my testimony sound more meaningful. I copied parts of his lifestyle, even changed how I presented myself, and I went as far as getting tattoos on my arm to resemble him. Years later, God spoke to me through the life of Peter. In John 21, Peter looks at John and asks Jesus, "Lord, what about this man?" Peter was comparing his life with John, but Jesus answers him clearly, "What is that to you? You follow me." Those words struck me deeply. It was as if Jesus was saying, "Don't get distracted by someone else's path. That is not your calling. Stay with me." In that moment, I realized I had been doing the exact same thing, constantly looking at others and thinking, why is their story better than mine? Why isn't my testimony like theirs? But Jesus was gently correcting me. That is not your concern. You just follow me. Hey friends, our life is like a book, and every person is given their own pages to write. Some chapters are loud, some are quiet, some are painful, and some are simple, but all of them are intentional. See, David had his story. Job had his story. Abraham had his story. Paul had his story. Peter had his story. John had his story. And you also have yours. You are not meant to copy someone else's journey just because it looks more powerful or more dramatic. Your story may seem simple, but it is still valuable. You may not have walked through the same things as others, but God is still at work in your life. So don't ruin your own story by trying to imitate someone else's. Don't measure your pages against theirs. Let God write your story and focus on following Jesus faithfully. Your responsibility is not to live like someone else. Your responsibility is simply to follow Jesus. And looking back, I can say this: I did many things just to become like him. I copied his lifestyle, his appearance, and even tried to create a testimony like his. But I realized I could never be him because God never called me to be him. So stop comparing. Stop trying to become someone else. Stop wishing you had their story. Thank God for the story he has given you, and let him write the next page. Your responsibility is not to have someone else's testimony. Your responsibility is to follow Jesus faithfully in your own story. Remember, God never writes the same story twice. May God help us to stop comparing, faithfully follow Him, and allow Him to write our story. God bless you all.